A lockdown can be good. Let me explain. We look at the world situation, and originally the data that came out of China wasn't so bad in so much as they confined it seemingly super quickly. It affected the elderly, that was sad, but it affected those that already had something that was wrong with them. The data didn't look so bad. It meant that we just had to look after the old people, and really spread around the world. It seemed to take some time, and stock markets went up, thinking that it hadn't spread. It had been confined. But of course then it spread to Italy, and Italy was the first one there that really started to see a rise with Iran. And of course the markets panicked at that point. It was already in Europe at that stage. It was just that Italy had tested and could see that it was there in abundance. America was starting to get the virus. So really there's two choices. You either test like crazy or you lock down. Okay, obviously I would prefer being a financial guy in the markets that everybody was tested and we really could keep the world economy going. I think that there's a lot to be said for keeping people in jobs and keeping the world economy going. But of course there wasn't enough tests to actually go round. So that wasn't possible. Italy was really the first country to lock down and lock down hard. Okay, well the good news is 12 to 14 days after the lockdown, then the number of new cases has started to go down reasonably quickly. Okay, that's great news. It means that lockdown works. Okay, so now we're in a situation where more countries are locking down. Okay, don't think of it as bad, think of it as good. Okay, it's the only way, apart from mass testing, that you really can stop this virus that is much worse than we originally thought spreading. So embrace it. Okay, the worry about lockdown is, do people really stick to it? Okay, well I would say stick to it, urge people to stick to it, because if they do, we can get this done and over with. Imagine if everybody really locked down for 15 days, people would know if they had the virus or not. They'd either get over it or they'd be looked after, hopefully by their countries and the hospitals in the countries they're in. But the virus at that stage would stop spreading. Okay, of course we realise that not everybody's going to quarantine. Okay, and that of course makes it more dangerous. So is it good to lock down? Well, as long as everybody does it and really embraces it, yes, it is a solution. Okay, obviously in the meantime, countries are working hard, particularly America, to come up with vaccines, and there's been very good, fast progress in America. They're working on drugs, and there's 2 in there that seem to be effective for people that have coronavirus. Be optimistic. Don't look for the negatives. Avoid the negatives. Okay, realize that there's a new world that's coming upon us, and that new world gives opportunities. There's going to be, particularly in the investment market, my specialist subject, opportunities to invest in new world companies at low prices, opportunities to build financial security for yourself and your future. No point in looking down. You have to look up. You have to have hope for the future. Embrace whatever your government's doing. If they're locking down, embrace it. If they can do mass testing, so much the better. Okay, in reality, it's worse as a virus than people thought. Mass immunity, we really don't want to have to get to that point, because it would cause so much pain to too many people. It is worse than people initially thought. The data that's come out every day has changed. I don't mean to make you fear, I just mean sensible fear, if that makes sense, in so much as be wise, keep the social distance, avoid as much contact as you can. If the country locks down, then lock down. Okay, lock down, and that's a good way, as Italy has fortunately proven for us all, to make sure that we can get rid of this virus. We need to do it together. Okay, as a world, we need to fight it. It's the biggest challenge, certainly, that I've seen in the financial markets, and the biggest challenge that perhaps our world has had for many, many, many years. Okay, realize that's what it is. Attack it. Make sure that you stay safe, and by keeping yourself safe, then you're helping many, many other people stay safe. That's what all of us need to do. Have a good day. Don't get neg, get positive. There's a new future. Just embrace 3 short weeks if you're locked down to make sure that this thing gets under control.